Hey, everybody. Welcome to a very special edition of Family Spirit International with Gator Lone Wolf. Come on in, Gator. There he is.
Oh, good to be with you.
Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to Family Spirit International.
I appreciate it. I'm eager to be with y'all.
Yeah, we're
I was
all very
excited to have you
excited.
on. Yeah.
Yes. We've got some great friends already supporting us. In fact, Haunted Syndicate is Blaine Rohan, who is a member of the tribe.
Excellent.
Yeah, he's not able to come from Alabama this time, but he will next time. And we also have Tracy. Tracy is a follower of All Access Network and a great friend. So thank you, you guys. And please share out. Hey, Kathy.
Hey, Kathy.
Yeah, we're getting some more people joining in the live chat. But we
Mhm.
are live on all social media that we have with All Access Network. We can only see one chat, and sometimes it doesn't want to work right. So,
Gotcha.
so thank you for joining us.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Gator's name is actually Sulagi or Sulagi.
Tsulasgi. Tsulasgi.
Tsulasgi.
Yeah.
Tsulasgi.
There it is, and he goes by Gator Lone Wolf. That is his name. And you can see the gator behind him. You can see his regalia. It's
Yeah.
awesome, awesome, awesome.
Thank you.
So, can you tell us a bit about the powwow?
Sure. The powwow's coming up this coming Saturday, and we're expecting the largest crowd we've ever had. We've got 40 vendors, biggest powwow in the state, most likely the Southeast. So we are beyond excited and looking forward to
Yes,
all our special visitors and guests, the public. It's going to be an amazing time.
yes, it is. I
Oh,
know that
yes.
we have over 40
Mhm.
vendors, and that is record setting, not just for us, but for powwows in general in this area. So we
Right.
are seeing a big uptick in people that are excited about celebrating our heritage and understanding more about our tribe and what we stand for.
Oh,
And
yes.
it's going to be wonderful. We have fry bread, indigenous tacos, and we will have
Yes.
hot dogs, hamburgers, lots of handmade crafts. We will have dancing, indigenous dancing, not not line dancing,
Right. Yes.
but we will have also drumming. We've got an incredible drum team coming, and
Storytelling. There's
Yes.
yes,
storytelling as well.
it's going to be amazing.
It
What I
will be.
love about the drumming, a lot of people say, "Oh, you that's just noise. That's just sound. It doesn't mean anything." No, those are words, and they
Mhm.
do translate, and they do mean something. And the
That's
drum
exactly.
itself is the heartbeat of the
Yes, it
earth,
is.
and it's showing that we are in rhythm with the Creator and with the earth and the ecosystem within our area, within the whole
Exactly.
world. Not just the ecosystem, but the spirituality. We do fit in. We don't take more than we should. We, give to our friends and family and to our neighbors. We don't. Well, this is actually your area, so let's talk a bit about that. What does that mean to be in the red walk?
Yeah. So for the Cherokee, they call it the White Path. Same thing as the Red Road that you'll hear in some of the Western Plains tribes. But the White Path is not about perfection. So that's where it contrasts kind of maybe a perspective of Christianity. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing love and compassion for everyone, regardless of who they are, where they come from. That is the axis for Cherokee people, is the belief that everyone is equal and that provides balance. No one's greater than the next person. And so we also believe that we have no right to tell someone else how to live. So people won't be beaten over the head with Cherokee values. They'll hear them, they can put them into practice if they wish, but if they don't, that's their choice.
Mm-hmm.
So the white path is at its core is about love and compassion and care for fellow human beings. And that's lived out in different values for the Cherokee. And so that's been life giving to me. I can tell you that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I remember there was a kid that was he was being very bad at a powwow. This would have been in the mid to late 70s, and he would not listen. He was not obeying,
That is.
and he was just being horrible. And he
Mhm.
kept going and going, bullying people. I mean, just the whole, just very
Right.
violent, very disrespectful. He ended up being tied to a post at the longhouse, and
Mhm.
he had to rely on the people that he had been so mean to bring him water and to take him to the bathroom and to bring him food, bring him a blanket at night. And he learned really quickly that he had to make amends to a lot of the people he had been so offensive to. And at first, I thought, "Oh my God, that's over the top." When I was a kid, I was thinking, "Oh, my dad would never do that to me." And then when I watched the transformation of that guy, how he had to apologize, how he had to make amends, and he ended up begging people to help him. And all the people he
Mhm.
had hurt, which is, it was up to them to either forgive him and help him or to give this chance,
Mhm.
like, okay, don't talk to me, don't talk to the hand.
Right.
So it's about discipline too, being
It is. It's,
disciplined.
sure. And to your point, you learn lessons along the way. And that's, I studied under Crossland Smith in the Cherokee Nation, who really was the spiritual leader of the entire tribe, and studied under him and learned the tenets of the Keetoowah spirituality. But I don't know it all. And I practice what he taught me, and I try to learn from other elders. Um, but it is not a dogmatic type of spirituality. In other words, you must believe this. If you don't, you're out. That's not it. It is rooted in love, and that we believe our mother town, Keetoowah, That's what the spirituality is named after. That is original people. So the Cherokee call themselves Anianwia, which is the principal people. We believe the word Cherokee came from the Choctaw, which meant people of the caves, and we adopted that. But again, Anianwia and Keetoowah. So if you've ever been to Cherokee, North Carolina, the mother town, the mound, is there along the river, and it's called Keetoowah. And so that's our sacred place. That's what we believe is the birthplace of our people. It's
So
sacred.
it is. So Blaine has a question. How do you honor your ancestors and spirit guides?
That's a great question. The way I do is by living out the tenets of our tribe, being kind to others, doing for other people, making sure I do for people who can do nothing for me in return. And I also honor the ancestors by not throwing away our way of life, but
Yes.
honoring it. That's huge. Do I enjoy the conveniences of today? Yes. They're not antithetical to Cherokee way of life, but there's got to be the balance. And so my spirituality is rooted in the Keetoowah faith. I'm also a Christian minister. So I believe we can do both. But I honor my
Thank
ancestors
you.
not, yes, I honor my ancestors not by achieving and being rich and wealthy and owning a lot of land to make them happy. It's through service. It's through service. That's how I do it. So I appreciate the
Mhm.
question.
I believe that one of my earliest memories of being at a powwow was we all had to bring all the brown paper bags. Now that tells you how long ago it was. Brown paper bags. That's been
Yeah.
a minute. But we would have to take all these brown paper bags with us to the powwow, and whatever vegetables or whatever we have grown in our gardens, and whichever ones we had the most of, we'd take it with us. Now we're not out there in our regalia putting tomatoes out for people. That's not how that worked. But we would bring the regalia that was too small for us. We would bring the vegetables we had an overabundance of,
That's right.
and we would share these bags. And as we were spreading out what we had, whether it was seed, whether it was vegetables, like I said, the regalia, even children's clothes, we would take it to each other's. I can remember taking it to the different station wagons. Now that's dating how old I am, right? Station wagons. I would take it to the different ones, and they would give us pickles or eggs, and we would switch. And when we left, we had a lot
Oh, yeah.
food, and we were headed straight home. We would take a cooler because people would give us venison, and things like that, or we would have to make a stop on the way home,
Hmm.
and somebody would bring something out from the freezer, and Dad would give them snake pelts, snake skin pelts for the regalia. And this one lady, this is back when the moccasin factory was in North Carolina. And I'm
Hmm.
telling my age again, but the ones that weren't very well made, they were allowed to take them home because it's not like you can run them through a recycler and they come back. And so we would take them and fix them and gift them to the different family members. And I remember I got mine. We weren't in the station wagon that time. We were in the back of my dad's white truck, and we had the camper over the top of it.
Oh, yeah.
I remember going down the mountain trying to get those moccasins on, and I was sick as a dog when I got to the end because he was slinging me.
Ooh, yes, it will make you sick. That's true.
I'm trying to get that string through the hole, just tighten them up, and I'm going woo.
Oh,
So that was it. That and eating watermelon rind pickle,
wow.
and trying to work on those moccasins. Oh, see, those are memories I'll never forget. You
Hmm.
know.
Exactly.
So this is from Blaine. He also says that was a great answer. And this is Tracy. Owned a panel station wagon when my kids were small. That's
Yeah.
what this one was.
Yep.
This is what my dad had, but that white truck did us a lot better. I ended up in the back. Oh my goodness. So, what do you think about how powwows are now compared to where the way they were when we were younger. I have seen some of the most ornate regalia,
Oh
with
my gosh, yeah.
rhinestones and glitter and
Mhm.
stuff, and it's so beautiful, but it's nothing like it was when we were kids.
Mhm.
You know, the
Yeah,
original jingle dress was made from tin cans,
that's right.
recycled from tin cans, and the little jingles were rolled up. And now they're so expensive.
Hmm.
You're on eBay looking for them, or
Oh
whatever.
yeah.
What do you think?
Well, there's different, and Lee, you know this. You can ask 10 natives one question, you can get 10 answers.
Mhm.
Okay, different answers.
Yeah, we want
So,
Gator's answer this time.
right, okay.
There you go.
So I don't see progress as unindigenous. We we're depicted in films as having stopped progressing at about 1850. We are. We're
Yeah.
I
shown,
know.
like we just never progressed. We were progressing as a people without colonial people here, and we continue to progress. So if we find, for your example, jingles that we can buy already made, well, it saves us time to work on other things, right? And
Yeah,
so I
but
don't
they're
see
so
that.
expensive. Yeah.
They are. But
They really are.
I think what's different today about powwows than back in the day, they were more personal back then.
Everybody raised everybody's kids.
That's it. And it was a time of almost a homecoming. And people brought foods, and there was a hog fry. I mean, it was more down home. Today, it's more commercial, to me. It's more centered around, can we get the public to come? Whereas before, it was for natives by natives.
Family
So
reunion, so to
it
speak.
was a family
Yeah.
reunion. Yeah. So I'm not saying inviting the public or non-natives is wrong. It's just different. Um, and what troubles me a little bit too is I think the younger generation has really not carried on some of the traditions. And so you get to powwows today, and it's amazing when you can see young people do a certain dance
Yes.
or speak some of the language. And I think it's wonderful. I just wish more would do that.
I have a
But
question.
yeah,
Um, and this is just me saying I have told Lee many times I would love to speak the language, like to have lessons. And I was wondering if there was anybody in the tribe, one of the elders maybe, or just anybody that would does that or would do that.
well, that's a great question. I'm looking for the same thing. So I could
Oh,
speak
okay.
a little Cherokee. Um, and I don't know if we have someone like that. We can do some research, but I do know that Western Carolina University offers a wonderful course on Cherokee
Okay.
language. And a good friend of mine teaches there. That's a great one. I have been urging them, Gwen, to make it virtual.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Not
That
Please.
see that
everybody,
would
right?
yes.
Not
We can
everybody
help
can
them
Yes.
do
drive.
it.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
can
we could
So,
definitely help if we had a
oh,
person
sure.
that spoke it, fluently and was a teacher.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I agree with you. I wish it was more accessible because unfortunately, our first speakers they're passing on, they're walking on. And, but
Yes.
I will say this, the Cherokee tribe has done an amazing job creating immersion schools and starting these young kids in these schools. And these kids will go home to their parents and teach them because the parents were beaten
Yes.
if they tried to speak Cherokee. So it is almost a rebirth,
True.
and it's like to me almost getting the I forget you what you call those things. Somebody's having a heart problem and you on the chest,
Yeah, you're
um,
getting Gwen, what
shock
is
them
that when
back.
you have
Paddles.
The pound, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
paddles. You paddles. Mm-hmm.
yes, you're bringing back the culture. You're bringing the
Yeah.
heartbeat back. And so like instead of saying creator, excuse me, excuse me, one moment. Let me get a drink.
Yeah.
Instead of
We all got pollen.
saying, it'll come back. Y'all talk about
It's okay.
Okay.
Well, I was also saying I would love
Defibrillator.
to learn how to.
Yes,
Yeah, but it's the paddles
Defibrillator.
that you actually do it. Yes.
defibrillator. But we, for creator, we say une lanahi, une lanahi. So I try to use those words as best as I can, and I think it awakens the ancestors, and it turns the creator's head when I call for prayer by using the original words.
Oh,
So
yes.
it's always important to do that. And I tell my son at night that I love him, and I say it in Cherokee as well. And so, just to remind him that this is the mother tongue, it's very important.
Yes.
And that's Gageyui. Gageyui, I love you.
Okay,
So it's
I-
precious to hear him say that back.
Oh,
Oh, that's beautiful. My dad
How old
used
is he?
to teach me.
He is 8.
8. Oh.
He'll be at the powwow.
Oh, good. I can't wait to see you.
Lee, you were saying about your dad.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
done.
Hawina sa means come to my house.
Yes.
And that's the first thing I learned. And come to my house. So Hawina sa. And Dad said, "You've invited everybody at the powwow." Damn it. I said, well, I gotta learn some more.
But yeah, the language is so important, and I wish, to be honest, I had more time to learn it and use it, because you can learn it, but who am I going to speak it to? Right?
Well,
You got
that's
to keep
it.
You
exercising it.
do.
So that's an important piece to the culture.
So, what would you like to see happening? Spiritually within not just our tribe, but all the United Tribes. That's so hard to answer, I know, but
Yeah, it is.
I have a dream too. I would very much like to see people coming together and sharing the tales and the old ways of even gardening, for Pete's sake.
Right. I agree with you. And I think that's one of the challenges for our elders, is to pass that on and to find younger folks who want to continue it. My hope for all tribes is to center ourselves back on who we are as people and minimize the conflict brought on by casinos and money and treaty stipends. It has caused incredible rifts, especially between federal tribes and state tribes. And the belief that if somebody gets a piece of the pie, it's going to mean less for me. And it has ripped our people apart. And it has taken on the spirit of capitalism.
Yes, it
And
has.
that is not our spirit. That is not our spirit. We were a community. And, even the Dawes Act challenged our sense of community. We held land communally. And all of a sudden, the Dawes board comes in and starts giving individual people tracts of land, and that was theirs. They own that. And the only reason they did it was to take the surplus land and give that to settlers. So it wasn't to empower the native, it was to give them specific land, and all those millions of acres more, they give them to the white settlers. And what it did, it made us individuals instead of tribal people.
Right.
And you still see that today. The more traditionalists are the communal folks, and they call the progressives more individuals. And there's a balance there. I'm not saying one's evil and one's not, but this sense of community, I am only free when we're all free. I am fed when we're all fed. That type of understanding has become scarce, and I wish we'd return to that.
So Tracy just posted here. She said, they say we're in a civil war of sorts, but gathering people to learn the native language would be very super helpful. And I agree with her.
Mhm.
I have a friend whose mother passed away, and she was living on tribal land. And after she passed, the family had to move off the property
Right.
because it was going to someone else that had a different quantum. And so that's why they had a mobile home all this time, because they never know, people never know whether they're going to have to leave or whatever. It's just
That's right.
awful. And I really feel that the bureaucracy of all of that has caused a lot of the indigenous people and the politics to implode
Mhm.
upon itself,
Correct.
where our native families are not being considered family. It's more along the lines of, this has always been mine, and this is,
Hmm.
but yet I'm the one that's in charge, so I will tell you. And now there's a battle.
That's
Um,
right.
it's
And
horrible. It's just absolutely. Well, thank you, Christina Otto, for joining
mhm.
us. I recognize your name. Hello, Sean, for coming in.
Hey.
So I do want to, let me show you something real quick. I think this is amazing. Um, Luna, thank you, sweetheart. She thinks it's the Luna show.
Yeah.
Her
That's her
Frenchie
heart.
thinks she's has to be on
Oh,
camera. Yeah.
Yes. So here
Up
she
South
is.
Carolina. Yeah.
oh, she's precious.
She's
She thinks
missed.
she's a little toddler. She acts like it. She's a mess.
Yeah,
She gets anything she wants.
Yes,
she
she
does.
does.
Yep.
Yes. She has a tutu and a crown and a
Oh my
stroller and a
goodness.
playpen. Oh, yeah, I'm a mess. I'm a mess. So here it is. Take care when you speak in judgment, words or powerful weapons. So that's a Hopi
Hmm.
uh, saying that I would pop
I'm
out
glad
for
you
us.
shared it. And I would even speak to that in the Keetoowah, when when things go contrary to the way of balance and of nurturing, it's best not to name that negative as a person. So let's say, example, another tribal member, Frank, has done something, has made a decision that has been divisive. The Cherokee way is to not say, Frank, you're not living the Keetoowah way. Rather, it would be to say, this decision is not the Keetoowah way. By saying it that way, I allow Frank to grow instead
Yes.
of nailing him to a wall and labeling him. So, naming the action that is contrary, not the person, because we all need to be corrected at times, but not
Yes.
feel backed in a corner, right?
That's
And
right.
so that is
Absolutely.
extremely important. And it's not that you're passive as a Cherokee, but we are a soft spoken tribe. We are not a boastful tribe. And we don't relish power, we relish balance and equality. And so I always return to that. But that Hopi proverb you just shared is very powerful.
I have, let's see, there's another one I wanted to show you. I think it's so beautiful.
Mhm.
Okay, this is a beautiful prayer. May the sun bring you energy by day and the moon. I can't read it. Also, restore you by night, and may the rain wash away your worries, and may the breeze blow new strength into your being, and may you walk gently through the world and know its beauty all the days of your life. And to me, that prayer that I've used so many times, but I can't read it because I can't see it right now. But it shows you about the gentle strength,
That's
you
right.
know, the gentle strength of the indigenous way.
And
But I can tell you, when it's time to engage in protecting family and friends,
mhm.
the Cherokee are without
Oh,
a
yeah.
doubt the most fierce.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, my town has It's a legend, but it's actually a true story of a lady, young lady, an indigenous woman named Katichi, and she fell in love with a trader, a white guy named John, who lived in 96.
Mhm.
And she was actually taken by the Cherokee. She wasn't Cherokee, but she was taken by the Cherokee. And the Cherokee were coming to fight because some of the trades have been going horribly.
Mhm.
And so McCormick was going to be attacked, and so was 96. Well, she wasn't going to allow that to happen, and she rode from Cherokee to 96 to warn her love, her
Mhm.
boyfriend.
Mhm.
And 96 stood and fought, and two people got hurt. McCormick turned and ran, and there was a horrible massacre. But it was not because it wasn't for the fact of fighting. It was because of boundary issues and
Mhm.
how much of the indigenous people's land and home were being taken, and hunting rights that were going wrong
Yeah.
because a lot of hunting happened, and the animals just left to waste. They weren't used, and that
Mhm.
was completely out of balance, and they were trying to stop that type of thing. So when we talk about history, I really feel like we need to look at both sides and understand we're talking about history, but also different people and different patterns of thinking.
Oh, you get different values.
Yes, definitely. But
Um,
96 is a trading post.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I know you're from this area.
That's
I didn't
right.
know if you were aware, but it's a trading post,
That's right.
and from oh, where was it? But to Cherokee. It was from was it Santee or something like
This
that?
is Cherokee Trail runs right through there.
Yes, it does.
Exactly.
And
Mhm.
if you go out to the Star Fort
Hmm.
museum area, you will see it. You'll see it.
Yes.
The old roads, they're still there.
Yeah. It's powerful. But we also, and this is not just a Cherokee thing, but we burn our medicines when we pray. And every person can have different types of medicine. So there's some people say, no, you must do that. That's not the case. But majority of Cherokee either use cedar, number one, or sage. Those are the two main ones. Now there could be other ones certainly, but cedar is achina. Cedar achina is sacred for our people. So oftentimes when we have our stomp grounds, cedar clippings are laid over the top of the arbors to bless, cleanse, right? And so also burning sage. So this is, it's not that the sage and the cedar are magic, but it's that they carry our prayers to Unilanahi, the creator. And is one of the elders used to say, turn creator's head to us. And I think that's a beautiful analogy.
Oh, isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
Yeah, but the burning of the medicine, and it's medicine for us, is very powerful. And so some people who are non-indigenous, non-native, use sage in different types of ceremonies. Um, Personally, I don't care what color someone's skin is. The medicine isn't discriminatory, but they need to learn the right way to use it,
Speak it, Gator. Thank
right?
you.
The right way. And so it's not exclusive. It's not that white people are less than natives when it comes to the earth and things. No, but learn the right way. And then you get the greatest benefit from it. So that's some advice that I was given along the way, and I try to share.
Beautiful. I love how you phrase that. You have got a beautiful turn of words. It's
Oh,
gorgeous. Um,
Yes.
I was taught that sage was interdimensional, basically. And so it's one of those things that would take your intention, your words, your prayers, your letters to heaven. It would take it.
That's
And
right.
so, also for those of you out there that suffer with migraines like me, if you drink sage tea, which is nasty, so put as much honey in it as you can. You can also burn sage. Heck, even put it in a pipe and smoke it. It's strong. It's strong, but it will get rid of a migraine headache. It will. It's very pungent, but it will help you. In fact, if you burn sage in your home for 30 days, you're going to have no viruses in the home. Now, you might bring it in with you. You might be exposed to something, but viruses, bacteria, things like that will be killed by the sage itself. So it's a very powerful. Um, well, think about Jesus. Okay, there was frankincense and myrrh
That's right.
given to him as a baby
Mhm.
because of the healing value of those.
Correct.
So it's not just indigenous.
Oh, it's
And
been around
so,
long before Jesus.
yes, Lord. Okay,
Mhm.
so we have someone. I like your name. How did it come about?
Sure. I was given the name Tsulasgi by one of my older elder relatives because I grew up and hung out in the swamps. I fished, I hunted, I did all that. So she felt my spirit was that of Tsulasgi means alligator in Cherokee. So that's where I got that name. Lone Wolf was given to me in the tribal ceremony in Cherokee Nation by Crossland Smith, and he didn't say this is your tribal name. And you'll hear that sometimes. Well, what's your tribal name? He said, this is your name.
Mm-hmm.
This is your name. This is Creator's name. That's a gift to you. And there's more personal meaning behind Lone Wolf for me because it's a personal thing. It's extremely intimate, a name. And that's why in dominant culture, somebody gets a name at birth and they have that their whole life. That's not how it is for indigenous people.
No.
We get different names at different times in our life through different experiences. So you think about Sitting Bull. Sitting Bull didn't start off with that name. He started off with different names, and as he experienced things, as he achieved things, those names were given to him as gifts that represented him. So that's where my name came from. So again, it's Tsulasgi Uwasa Waya. Tsulasgi Uwasa Waya, Gator, Lone Wolf. And being a Southerner, I took Tsulasgi and made it Gator because a lot of these old Southerners, they don't know how to say Tsulasgi,
Exactly.
you know? So we just go with Gator.
I get it.
Yep.
Latrina turns into latrine, and that's a toilet.
Yeah,
So
Oh,
right. I mean, come
got
on,
to get
y'all.
out of there.
Yeah.
yeah.
Chief Henry Lambert gave me the name Little Deer, and he said when you get to be older, we'll name you something different, but that's what it is now. And I said, Little Deer, why? He said, because you're all legs. He said you're all hair, mouth, and legs, because apparently I had a
Yep.
big mouth. And he said, so it's either Little Deer, or I'm going to call you Big Mouth. I was
Oh,
like,
wow. I'm glad you got Little Deer.
yeah,
yeah.
I was happy for Little Deer after that.
Yeah.
But
And Little Deer, excuse me, I'm sorry, reminds me. So before we hunt, the traditional Cherokee way, you say a prayer. This is before you go on the hunt. And then when you make a kill, you are to offer tobacco to say thank you to the animal you harvested, and to thank Unilanahi for that. If you don't, so for example, you're deer hunting, we were told that little deer will come on every hunt. And if you kill a deer and you do not give thanks, you do not offer tobacco, little deer will follow the hunter home and you will get rheumatoid arthritis. Nothing but bad things will come to you. So it is imprinted on us that gratefulness and thanksgiving is a part of everything and that there are consequences when we do not do so. So when you said little deer, I thought immediately of the little deer that shows up when something is killed and looks for the gratefulness. So that I just wanted to add that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
is
my
exactly
goodness.
you, though, Lee.
Yeah. Well,
Legs, hair, and mouth. Exactly. Yes.
but back then, for sure, it ended up being Nighthawk because
Oh,
black hair and being
yeah.
part of the bird clan. So, and Matthew is War Eagle.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and my
Yes.
son
So,
is
Yeah, makes
Red
sense.
Hawk. Red
well,
Hawk because
Red Hawk.
he Red Hawk. Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
That's powerful.
So we have someone in chat, Blaine, who's part of our tribe. He doesn't know his Cherokee name, and it's really been something that's hurt him terribly over the years. So let's think about it and see if we can.
Well, Blaine, we've got to get to know you,
Mm.
and that doesn't mean quizzing you.
Mm-mm.
It means hearing a little bit more of your story, what matters to you, what gifts were you given in life. That will help determine your name.
Well, he's about 6'4", 6'3", and
At
he's got a
least.
booming voice. He's the one that you get to pray at family reunions, okay? Because he can over all the chatter. His voice is coming,
Yes.
Mhm.
and he's played sports, and
He's a
he's just a
protector.
real warrior. Yes, he was in the Air Force, retired.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's just a little tidbit of Blaine. He's a wonderful psychic medium, and
Mhm.
he, like I said, he's a warrior.
And
So
he can be a big teddy bear when he wants to be. There you
he
go.
absolutely is.
He
He's a
can.
wonderful,
We
wonderful.
love you,
We
Blaine.
found we found out doing his ancestry to become a member of the tribe that he and I are related. And guess who else we're related to? Elvis Presley.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, the
Yes.
king.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yep. I'm happy about that because
Oh yeah, I'm a huge Elvis fan.
yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah, well, my dad knew him. I don't know him. I never knew him, but
Yeah,
he was a
but
mess. He had quite the temper.
he did. Yeah, we could do a whole nother podcast on Elvis Presley.
Well, we'll have to get Blaine in with that because Blaine is all about Elvis.
Oh,
He's
me
got a
too.
ring that says "keeping." What is it? Taking care
TCB.
of it. Yeah, taking care of
Mm-hmm.
business.
There
TCB.
you go. He does. We
Mhm.
found it. He lost it, and we found it that day.
Oh,
Wasn't that the
good.
one?
That is the one. That would have been horrible. It fell off
Mm-hmm.
his finger, and I hunted for it. Matt hunted for it. Blaine hunted for it. He was on his knee with a flashlight looking. Gwen goes out there, same place, bends down, picks it up. Is this it? I was like,
I'm a
I know you
finder.
didn't.
You are a
I know
finder.
you did.
I am a finder. I am. I'm a medicine person, and I'm a finder. I do
That's
know
a
that much.
gift.
Yeah.
That's a gift. Mm-hmm.
So, our friend Tracy is saying Rich carries tobacco when he hunts.
Mm-hmm.
His grandfather was that was his paternal grandparents are both Native American from different tribes.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome that he's still taking that
Yes.
with him. Yeah. Oh, and Blaine, here we go. All my guns are named after Elvis songs and taking
That's
care of
true.
business.
Ah, I love it. Yeah, Blaine,
Next time.
we needed to talk because I got to know the Memphis Mafia. I got to know those
Uh-oh.
guys, meet Dr. Nick, all those. I would love to talk with you about that later.
Oh my Lord! Now you've
We'll
done
have
it.
to
We'll
do
have to
it.
have
Yeah.
him. Okay, Blaine, we'll have to do this
Yeah.
again because we're all
We
in the
will.
same tribe with Elvis.
Yep.
I got my paperwork right there on the printer, right beside of it.
Well, we're going to FaceTime Blaine while we're at the powwow, if it's okay with everybody, so he can.
Great.
I would
Yeah,
love
if
that.
that's
We
okay.
need to. Oh, he said I would love
Yeah.
to talk. That's great.
Wonderful.
We just wanted to do something simple to promote the powwow today,
Mhm.
Yes.
and then after this weekend, Saturday, from
Mhm.
9:30 to 5:30. Kathy's like, she's
Mhm.
laughing about the Elvis. We're Elvis fans, man. We'll have to have "Taking Care of Business" as our theme song at
Yes.
the
I'm
beginning
looking
of the
for
show.
Can I show the powwow poster? Is that okay?
Please, please, please.
I think this is still the right one. Is that not?
Yes.
Is that right?
That's it.
9:30
Hold
to
on.
5:30, Haygood Mill
Okay.
Historic Site, of which we have outgrown.
There you go.
Yeah.
And this is
Yeah.
Pickens, South Carolina. We are charging $5 admission. If you
Mhm.
come and for some reason there's a way for you to come in without paying admission, just know that little deer will be tapping. Oh, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Just
Little deer will
No,
be
you're
there.
right.
yeah,
You're
we
correct.
need to. The money is not for the benefit, the financial benefit of the chief or any of the council.
No,
This
no,
is
it's
to
not.
pay for the place and to be able to put this thing on, and we want to do it every year. And last year, it was by the skin of our chinny chin chin, and we're going to take a step out now and do something bigger and better. And we want to do that every time. We want to have the old powwows where we're able
Mm.
to pass down regalia and bring vegetables and seeds and help each other and teach our children these ancient tales
Yes.
and
Yes.
and teach them the dancing. Okay.
Yes.
Well, Tracy's saying she thinks she's going to toss her husband in the truck and drive up there. Come on, girl, come
It's worth it.
on. Her husband's a sweet man. I would love to see both of them again. So
So,
maybe
Lee,
we'll
would
get
you
you
mind if I
a big,
ask him about something about the
please.
regalia? What is the, I guess, traditional way, if I'm not saying this right, the traditional way to pick your regalia? Or am I saying that right? Or to decorate? Or
Well,
help me,
yes,
Lee.
regalia. Hmm. Well, it's different for everybody, so there's not a set way. Um, I personally try to integrate pieces of my identity into it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you imagine the tribe as a wheel, and
Mm-hmm.
there's different spokes that go into the tribe, the center, and go out. What is my spoke about? And I wear my regalia to represent my spoke. So how do I share my gifts with the tribe? So, for example, um, I will wear um, a gorget. I'm not sure if y'all know what those are. The gorget was and is a traditional Cherokee, not jewelry, but it's worn around the neck, and so I have the Gator emblem on that. That's who I am. That's my identity. But also, I'll wear um, a wampum uh, choker.
Mm-hmm.
Wampum is sacred for our tribe. So for those who are not Cherokee, wampum it's like a book, a contract, and we made those with different tribes, with different colonial entities, and that was a contract. It was a legal story of our tribe and our relationship to others. And behind me is a wampum belt that was made,
Yes.
and that's very, very sacred. And it's got, folks will say, well, that's a cross. It's the four directions, y'all. So the four
North,
directions are
south,
sacred.
east, west.
You
Yes.
got it. And that's where the spirits live. And each different direction, the spirit teaches us different things. And so to be balanced in the middle is to receive from the north, the south, the west, the east. So again, the wampum, I wear that. So in choosing your regalia, think about what gift do you bring to the tribe? What is your identity? And build the regalia around that. That would be my suggestion. That way it's not just a garment. No,
Right.
it's a piece of you.
Gotcha. I think Matt wanted to know the same thing. Lee's husband. Was that not? Did I get his question right too? Okay.
Here's a gorget. Here you go.
Courgette. Yep, there it is.
Uh-huh.
And those
And
were, go ahead.
what I was going to say is the Seminole wore those a lot. And my husband is Seminole. He's related to Osceola, the great war chief.
Yes.
And
That's
so
an honor.
hopefully he'll be able to wear his and he
Great.
a Seminole vest. But I just thought it might be easier with the ribbon shirt because they're so cool and it's going to be warm. So
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there's no right or wrong. But I do enjoy seeing people who have spent time on their regalia. I've been to the Black Hills Powwow in South Dakota, and the intricacy of the beadwork, the ribbons, it is magical. So when I see the women wearing their ribbon skirts, or it's not tear dresses, y'all. People think it's tear dresses. They were made from tearing cloth. And I hear them, they say tear dress. No, no, no. It's tear dresses. Anyway, I love seeing those traditional, but I also love seeing the new stuff, the very colorful things, dyed feathers and all that is great.
I love the jingle dresses. I'm just in love. I guess it's the kitty cat in me. I just love sparkly things.
Well, we know you're coming when you wear one of those, I tell you.
Uh-huh. You're not hiding anything.
They're like, there
Not
they
hiding.
come.
That's right. It reminds me too,
You can't
Lee,
sit down in them.
no, of
Ooh.
the turtle shell shakers at the stomp dances. It reminds me of that. And I love
I,
that.
I've got to put Osceola up. Okay. He never
Mhm.
surrendered. And he was married, and then there was a lady that was to be sold. He was witnessing this human being sold, and it messed him up so much and infuriated him. He said, "No, she's mine," and she became his second wife.
Yes.
If you got a problem with her, you're going to take it up with me. And no, she's my wife. Well, you've got one. And your point is, that's how
Right.
he did it.
Yeah.
He took care of business, and he had to be tricked. He never surrendered. I
Well,
think
yeah, I mean, the
he
Seminole
was.
were special. They differed from the other civilized tribes because they took in escaped slaves and they had a place in the society. They raised themselves in the ranks. They saw them no different. And so that, I think, makes the Seminoles special beyond any other Southeastern tribe. They recognize the humanity of
Yes.
all people in a way that even the Cherokee did not. So that's very, very powerful.
Hmm. I remember learning about the two souls, people with two souls, and they would explain to me there's certain people, and you'll know them when you see them, and they had two souls. Sometimes it's a male and a female, and
Yes.
you give them space to be their true person. I mean, I remember it very clearly, and the elders, they hold their special place, and there's knowledge. You work your whole life to get this knowledge. It's time for you to share it. It's their duty. You sit down and you obey them. And I learned very quickly I would get my behind torn up if I did not obey
Right.
the ancestors or elders,
Right.
I should say. Oh my goodness.
The
I'm going down memory lane here. Mm.
oh, I hear you. We also do something when we have a gathering. So let's say you have a birthday at the house, you have an anniversary. You always make a spirit plate, and some people don't know what that is. The spirit plate is served first. So you will take a spoon. You do not put a portion of the food that we would eat on it, a small portion, but the spirit plate gets the first portion. You take a little of every food, you say a prayer over it, and you carry it outside and you leave it. And the ancestors and the positive spirits come and take part in that, and they're honored by you sharing the food with them. That is always done in the traditional way. And it's called a spirit plate. And you just leave it out there, and they will feed off of that and be nourished by that. So that's something we always make sure we do. And I've gotten my son used to it. And I let him take it out and choose the spot. Where do we want them to come and partake in the nourishment? So that's another part of our spirituality. We don't see heaven as something so far removed. Rather, it is very, very close. It is right on the other side of our consciousness. And so I personally, there are spirits and ancestors all around me all the time.
Mhm.
And it's how I listen that opens them up to me. So that's another piece of traditional Cherokee culture is this not this great division between us and those who've already walked on. No, 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 no. They're here. They're here.
So I'm uploading a picture of a lady that taught me a lot about Cherokee folk stories, told stories, and she actually put them in books. And she's I haven't been able to talk to her for about 3-4 years. I'm worried she might not be with us anymore. At this picture, she was 102,
Mm.
and I bought some of the barrettes that she beaded, and I just want you to see how beautiful she
Yeah.
is.
Oh,
Isn't she
Aw.
beautiful? Look at her
she is
braids.
precious.
Isn't she though?
Mm.
I want
You
to try
remember
to
her
find.
name, Lee?
Everybody called her Grandma Anna,
Okay.
but I was not allowed to call her anything else. So,
Yeah.
but she was on the way to Cherokee, North Carolina. There is a flea market off to the side that is Uncle Bill's, I think it's what it's called. And she had a booth in there for over 30 years.
Wow.
And she trained her daughters and granddaughters and great granddaughters how to do the seed beading.
Yeah.
And they sold their work in there, and the wampum belts and all these things. And they sold them there. Vegetables and all of that was sold there in the old ways. And God, I love her. And when I saw her, I just had a fit. I was so happy. And she remembered me. I had to get close to her, but she saw me. And I've got her hair barrettes. I'll be wearing them at the ones that I
Good.
bought from her. I'll be wearing them.
I want to see them. Yeah.
Bless her heart. She could still see beat at 102.
Mm.
I said, how do you see it? She said, you don't have to after a certain period. You can just feel it.
Wow.
You can just feel it with your fingers and do it. And I was like, okay.
That's wonderful.
Yes, she does. She looks so kind. And she was. And precious. That gift is worth more than I'm giving. Like, yes, than giving them $1 million. That's right,
Yes.
Gwen.
Mhm.
Gwen, do you have any more questions? Anybody listening? Do you have any questions for Gator?
I knew
This is-
Matt had a question, and I was hoping I covered it since he didn't pop on. Did he have another one?
No,
No.
he's not in here. No, he's not in here.
Okay.
He's probably.
I
at
have
the
a
other end of
million
the house.
questions, but I'm not going to ask them all on here.
I understand.
And Blaine, I agree. I hope I find my name soon. Also, it'll come. It'll come.
It will come.
So, it will. It will. But I'm looking forward to it. And everybody, if you don't know, let's put the advertisement
poster
one more
back up.
time. Put it back up.
Mhm.
This Saturday, the 3rd. What time? I cannot see that. It's so little. Is it 8:30?
9:30 to
9:30
5:30.
to 5:30.
There you go. And we will have. Is there a sacred fire? Did I hear that wrong?
Yes, Sacred Fire and
Upstate Drum Circle, I believe, or was that the wrong?
yes.
Got that right?
No,
dance?
Upstate
No.
Drum Circle. No, you're thinking
No.
about the market. That
Yes, I'm so sorry. That's what.
That's okay.
Anyway, there
Yeah.
will be drumming. There will be lots of vendors, food. What else,
And-
guys?
And
Everything.
time to talk, folks.
Yes.
We miss out on that. It's not the performances, it's the interactions.
okay.
So
So
come
here,
with your questions, come with
Yes.
your experiences, share them, learn. That's what this is about. And we're going to have great entertainment too.
Yes.
Let's get to know
Storytelling,
each other.
that kind of thing. Yes, that'd be great. Oh, do we bring chairs? Should everybody bring a chair?
yes,
that's coming?
please bring
Yes.
a chair. We do have cover and we have places to sit, but I have the feeling that we've outgrown this spot because with 40 different vendors, all we know is coming and all of that, we're going to have a lot going on. I'm downloading right now the hold on, the itinerary for the day. If you guys
Okay, good.
hear a ringing, that's my phone, but I've got 3 dogs on top of the phone, so I can't get to it.
All right.
Whoever's calling, call back later.
There we go.
Oh,
Well, I am
let me-
looking forward to it. I actually get to help. I'm not sure what my little task is going to be that day, but I'm ready.
Well, Chief has
I'm
got you a
excited.
task. He's already told me again
he's-
today he's got a task, but I don't know what it is.
That's okay. I'll find out, and I will.
I
we're
am
gonna-
looking forward to seeing y'all and
Oh, yes.
Chief and Jody and everybody. It's going to be great. And I'm headed down Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to see my kinfolk in Augusta and Greenwood and then come on up for the powwow with my son. So I hope
That's
y'all
so
Well,
come
you know,
out.
nice.
we're in Greenwood.
I know.
We're right there.
And
Yeah.
is Sean is saying he's looking forward to meeting you. He's coming in from Illinois.
Oh,
We have one of
Yes.
our podcasters, Nate. Hello, sweetheart. Okay, and Blaine says he's not calling me, so it's not him.
It's not Blaine. But Blaine,
It's not
I
Blaine.
will, if nobody else does, on the powwow day, I am calling you, FaceTiming you, whatever will work
Yes.
in that area, and you will get to see some stuff and talk to some folks. I promise. Just pass my phone around. You talk to whoever you want to. There you go.
Okay, so here's page 1 of the itinerary. It's loading. Hold on. Boom. So, welcome by Chief Lamar Nelson. And then the, what does that say? Dale Woodruff Music. And then we have Kathy Nelson, keeper of the drum
Keepers
team.
of the Word drum team.
Drum team. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's at 10 o'clock. And then at 10:15 is Nancy Baskett, and she's storytelling. And then we have Kathy Nelson again with her flute. Then we've got the grand entry lineup, grass dance. I love that. Now, the grass dance is important because you're honoring the grass that you've had to stomp down for this ceremony. Okay, there's no lawnmowers back then. So the men would go out and stomp the grass and make sure it's safe for the children to be out there because, little critters might be in there. But they had to stomp it down. So this dance is from that activity. I think that is so awesome that they're doing that. Okay, then we have the grand entry with the Bad Boys drum team, and that's who was doing the drumming. Okay, from the lower part of the state at 11. And then we have the flag song and post of colors and the honor song in remembrance of who has gone before us, the veteran song, the honor dance, and then the missing and murdered Indigenous women round dance. Okay, and then we have the introduction of guests and VIP. Let's see, it's Vice Chief Jody Noe, land acknowledgement, and Gator Lone Wolf, little history. And then I have an announcement apparently. I don't know what I'm doing, but there it is. I'll find out when he tells me.
Oh,
Then
jingle
we've got
dress.
the jingle dance. Yeah, jingle dance. That's great. And then we have Kathy Nelson again coming back as keeper of the word drum team. Nancy Baskett is doing some more storytelling. And then we have the candy dance.
Josiah loves that.
I bet
Love
so. And
Yeah.
then luck of the draw. So all the boys and girls, 6 to 12 years old, the luck of the draw means go out and dance. Who knows? We might get your name pulled and you'll win some money. And it's a $2,000
Ooh.
winner. So yeah. And then we do the men's traditional and then the women's Eastern woodland blanket dance. And I'm really looking forward to that.
Yes. Jody's going to teach us.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Oh, wow.
I don't
Yes.
really, I've seen it. I can't recall it, but I'll be caught doing something, even if it's wrong. All right, here's part 2. We'll have the raffle drawing and the grand prize, and then luck of the draw for women 13 to 49. There's couples dance, women fancy dance. I love that one. That's my favorite. I do like the jingle dress, whatever. But anyway, man's fancy dance, luck of the draw for men. And then we have music by Dale Woodruff, friendship dance, and that's fun. That's kind of a holding hands in a circle thing. And then finally, the men's Eastern war dance. That's going to be quite the dance. Kathy Nelson with her flute, luck of the draw, 50 and up. And then Vice Chief Jody Noe will teach us the old. She's going to speak about the old ways. I cannot read that word. It's a little long, and it's definitely Cherokee. So, okay, luck of the draw, men ages 50 and up, and then removal of colors and closing. So that ends at, it says 5 o'clock, but everything's finished by 5:30. So when you come in, get you a ticket for the raffle, and get in there and learn these dances. And don't forget the food trucks and all the vendors. Be
Yeah.
sure to tell them how happy we are.
And Lee, we want to let people know you got to dance to be up for the prizes.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be James Brown or Michael Jackson, but you come in there and do your best. and then
Thank
that'll
goodness,
put
because
you
I
up on
can't
the
dance.
fire.
So
Huh?
Just enjoy.
Yeah.
Just
Mhm.
be
I will.
part of it.
I am going
Yeah.
to. Yes.
Thank y'all so much for having me on. I have
Happy.
Thank you for
thoroughly
coming.
enjoyed it.
So happy. I do have a Native American prayer I think we should do before you leave us.
Sounds good.
Or unless you have one. Do you have one
Yeah,
you would like
you
to
have
do
one?
instead?
Let's try yours. I normally write them for a specific time, so I don't have
Oh,
one.
yes,
Yeah.
that's right. Let's see. This one is my favorite one. Let me see if I can get it to where I can see it. Yeah, this is it. Come back to me. Roll down. Of course, it's going to do this to me right now. Of course. Of course. That's the way it is, isn't it?
It is.
It's blurry. Okay. O great spirit, whose voice I hear in the winds and whose breath gives life to all the world, hear me, and I come before you, one of your children. I am small and weak, and I need your strength and wisdom. Let me walk in beauty and make my eyes ever behold the red and purple sunsets, and make my hands respect the things that you have made, my ears sharp to hear your voice. Make me wise so that I may know the things that you have taught my people, the lessons you have hidden in every rock and every leaf that we seek. I seek strength not to be superior to my brothers, but to be able to fight my greatest enemy,
Mm.
myself. Myself. Make me ever ready to come to you with clean hands and straight eyes, so when life fades as a fading sunset, my spirit can come to you without shame.
Mm.
Thank you for listening to Family Spirit International. Aho.